Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to share with you 5 important life lessons I wish I knew in my 20s. The truth is, I'm pretty screwed up when I'm in my 20s. I've done a lot of mistakes, I've fallen down a lot of times, and I hope this video will help you avoid those pitfalls so that you don't have to walk the same path that I did. But wait a minute, disclaimer, I'm not yet a success. I'm just like you, working very hard, grinding very hard every day. So don't take my word for it. Think for yourself, take whichever life lessons that you think make sense for you, and throw away the rest. Now let's jump straight into the meat of the video. Life lesson number 1, a good routine gives you freedom. When I was a little kid, freedom is all I want. I cannot wait for the evening time when I'm off school, no homework, nothing to do, nothing to worry of, and I can just chill and relax. But a few years back, during the lockdown, I happened to watch one of Bill Gates' documentary on Netflix called Inside Bill's Brain. So inside the documentary, I managed to catch a glimpse of the time when Bill Gates was discussing his timetable with his PA, and I was shocked. His timetable is so tight and structured. Man, I do not work this hard to get rich just to be like that. But wait a second, it's not just Bill Gates. Elon Musk have his very famous 5 minutes rule as well, where he kind of planned his day in 5 minutes interval. And even for this guy, Chet Holmes, who works for Charlie Munger, in case you don't know who Charlie Munger is, he is a billionaire and a partner of Warren Buffett in his famous Berkshire Hathaway. He wrote a very interesting but cheesy title book called Ultimate Sales Machine, where he outlined how billionaires actually plan their day. And guess what? They are all very, very structured. So I decided to give it a try, and I never looked back. And the logic is pretty simple. If you are reactive to life, you're always one step behind. Things happen and you react, and so you don't really have freedom. So what exactly did I do? I fixed 3 things. Number 1, I fixed my sleep routine. I figured out my ideal duration, which is around 7.5 hours to 8 hours, and I set a precise time every day to go to bed and to wake up, which is about 9:45 to 10 when I go to bed, and about 6 o'clock in the morning where I wake up. Of course, this is different for different people, so don't follow my numbers. Anyway, I've written a quite long article on Medium talking about how you can really fix your sleep. If you are really into this, check it out. I'll put the link down below in the description, and it's a very quick 10 minutes read, and I promise you it's gonna be a big game changer. Second, I fix a routine for my workouts. Every day, I fix a minimum of 30 minutes for me to either go to the gym or go for a run. This, together with the sleep routine that I fixed, changed my energy level throughout the day. Over time, I need less and less naps. I have more and more energy. But one thing to take note though, this takes a long time. In the first 3 to 6 months, it was a big torture. My body just simply cannot adapt to it. Every day, I kind of feel very lethargic and I really cannot do anything. But once I cross that 6-month mark, things just change, and even until today, I'm still reaping off a lot of these benefits. Third, I fixed my work routine. It's no longer just work throughout the day, but rather, I figure out that there's a rhythm for my mental capacity and my energy level. So in the morning, I'm actually much more wakeful, and then my brain is fresher, so I try to tackle the most mentally demanding thing early in the morning. And during the evening time itself, I will try to tackle some administrative work, much more creative things perhaps. But again, everyone is different. You kind of have to figure out your natural rhythm and then fix whatever that is good for you. One of the biggest challenge in fixing all this routine is that my friend and people around me think that I'm crazy. They think that I'm too rigid, I'm heading to the wrong path, and they want me to really chill and relax. But boy, let me tell you this. Never in my life I have so much energy, mentally or bodily, so much freedom that I can really devote into achieving more goals, thinking about more big things to tackle in life. And I urge you to give it a try. Life lesson number 2. It's never too early to build good financial habits. When I was young, I always thought that I have a lot of time to fix my finances. And I thought my focus should be making as much money as possible. As long as there's money flowing in, should be fine, right? Big mistake. And I ended up paying a huge price. I realized that managing your personal finances is actually not that tough. It's all about having a good set of financial habits and to have them as early as possible. So these are some of the basic financial habits that I think everybody should have. Number 1, always pay yourself first, which also means save money. And the gold standard out there is 20% of your income. But if you cannot achieve that, don't worry. Strive to hit a lower percentage. Even $1 a day could make a big difference. My mistake was I cannot hit 20% when I was young, and I thought, why not just don't save at all? And that came, like I said, a huge price. Next is to be very, very careful with debt. Things are so easy to buy these days with credit. I can just walk into the Apple store and grab the latest MacBook Pro without breaking a sweat. Especially with this buy now, pay later, easy payment schemes. But if you're not careful, you're gonna end up with so much of monthly commitment that you cannot pay. And that is very bad. So my advice to you is to be very, very careful with debt, even for those without interest. Next is to set aside money for emergencies. Gold standard, 6 months. Why? Because it usually takes people 3 to 6 months to find a new job in case they lose the old one, and 6 months is a pretty good buffer. Next is to find a way to grow your money. This is the part where a lot of people have a lot of confusion and some even screwed up. First off, don't fall for those get-rich-quick schemes. There is no free lunch, period. If you have totally no clue on what you want to invest in, I would say start with index funds. It is one of the easiest, and because an index fund is kind of pretty diversified, your relative risk level is pretty low. Next, and also the last one, is to have a monthly budget. There's a few key things to take note when it comes to budgeting. Number one is the tool. There's a lot of tools out there. There are some very simple ones, there are some very complicated ones. Pick the one that you can stick to month after month. That is the ideal one. It doesn't matter if they're complicated spreadsheet or it's just as simple as writing simple small notes on your phone. Those that you can stick to are those that matters. So of all these financial habits that I just told you, shamefully, I only started implementing them early in my 30s. But good news is things are improving day after day. As a recap, it's never too early to build good financial habits. And for some of us, it's never too late as well. Life lesson number 3, master communications if you want to navigate life smoothly. You see, life is made up of people. People create things. People control access to things. So if you want to get things, you have to get through people. And what is the best way to get through people? Good communication skills. And now the big question. What is the fastest way to improve your communication skills? You will be surprised. It's not to talk more, but to listen better. If I can keep my mouth shut, people will talk and I get the chance to know them better. And because I know them well, if I want to, I can craft messages to suit them better. I can more effectively deliver my messages to them. This exact piece of skill is the one that enabled me to maneuver complicated stakeholder relationship in the previous startup I was leading. Let me tell you, I wouldn't have been able to do it in my 20s. I would either be super pissed off or I would have burned out. So don't wait, master communications today. Actually, come to think of it, I know quite a fair bit about this topic. So if you want me to cover some of these skills and techniques of how to communicate better, let me know in the comments below and I'll find time to make those videos for you. Life lesson number 4, learn how to embrace uncertainty. I've always been one of the top students in my school and my universities, book prize winner, president list. I'm always very proud of them. But now, I somehow see them as a curse. Let me explain why. You see, life is never certain, but school never tried to teach us that. Instead, school tried to create an illusion of certainty. If you put in X, you will get Y. If you do your homework, you will get good grades. If you study hard for exam, you would ace it. It's a very simple X in, Y out kind of equation. But this is a fake construct. Because outside of school, anywhere in the world, nothing is truly certain. And I kind of learned it in the hard way. When I first left my job to start my very first startup, there are so many days I remembered I was asking myself, I've done everything on the checklist. Why haven't I seen any results yet? But I guess that's the reason why a lot of top graduates end up working in big companies. Because think about it, big companies also create this illusion of certainty as well. If you work hard, hit your targets, even exceed them, then you'll be on a fast track to the top. But this is also another fake construct. So learn to embrace uncertainty. Learn the hard truth that no matter how hard we work, how much effort we put into something, we can only improve the chances of success, but never certainty. But this is not an excuse not to work, sit back and relax, but rather I see it as a perfect reason to work harder and not lose hope. Simply because this is life. You either accept it and make the best out of it, or you just reject it and be miserable your whole life. Life lessons number 5, go try things out. This last one took me years to realize. When I entered my 30s, broke and with no money, I came to an epiphany. If I've wasted my entire 10 years of life before that, doing nonsense, just wasting it, worst case, I would still end up at precisely the same point, broke and without money. Man, I shouldn't have taken myself too seriously. I should have gone out and tried things out. You see, there's no true failure in life. Unless you're doing something illegal that could get you into jail, or doing something physically dangerous like skydiving or playing Russian roulette, there's always a second chance. So don't take it too seriously. And the most important thing is that a lot of things in life can only be learned through trial and error. Let's take a quick example. The big question of what should I do with my life? There's a lot of method out there that somehow can help you with this one. For example, the very famous Ikigai concept, where you draw these Venn diagrams of 4 things. What do you love to do? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? And apparently, the intersection of the 4 is the ideal thing you should work at. Or there's this method of journaling, a way where you can write things down on paper, analyze your strengths and weaknesses, and over time you will find clarity. Or taking a sabbatical and go on meditating. Let me tell the honest truth. I've tried all of those, and yet I still can't say for sure what I should do with my life. I would like to suggest a better alternative. Go out and try as many things as possible. Let life be your teacher, telling you what you could be good at, what you should do, and what you should not do. Can you imagine how crazy it would be if Tiger Woods have never tried golf in his life and hence never know that he's good at it? So, if I can go back in time, I'll definitely find my younger self, give a big slap on the face, and tell him to loosen up. Go out and try things out. Be an adventurer. Take risks. Try as many things as possible. You've got nothing to lose. Alright guys, there you go. 5 important life lessons I wish I knew in my 20s. I truly believe that if someone had told me those and I knew it earlier, my life would have been completely different. So I wish some of you out there, if you're in your 20s, please pay good attention to these 5 life lessons, pick whichever that works for you and apply them. And for whoever out there like me, already in your 30s or 40s, like I always said, it's never too late because we still have so many years ahead of us. Alright, if you like this kind of content, kindly hit the like button and let me know in the comments below and I'll make more of this. And if you'd like to support the channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button as well. And also, check out my latest video here. And until next time, cheers.